Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Whizbang Workshop card review. The final 10 neutral cards have been revealed. They're all like commons. They were dumped in the Hearthstone Discord. Are any of them any good? Well, we'll find out. There's quite a few throwbacks to some old cards, which are pretty cool. And well, if you want to win any of these cards, we have our giveaway going on of 3 mega bundles, 2 regular pre-orders out of my pocket. To enter the giveaway, like and comment on the video. Link to the description below. Be subscribed to the channel. It's that video with that thumbnail there, and every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed, I will add another mega bundle. So hit that sub button, make me go baroque. So let's take a look at these neutral cards. Starting off with a new Naga card, the Card Grader, a 3 mana 2/4 minion, so not Spider Tank stats. It is Battle Cry. If you've cast a spell while holding this, discover a card from your deck. So it's just some card draw. Any spell that's been cast while you're holding this will let you, it's not discover a copy, it will discover then draw said card. It's not a minion spell, could be anything. It just depends. Does a deck want, you know, a relatively cheap, kind of like, it's not a complete tutor of a card, but discover gives you a better option of what you draw in your deck? I don't think so. I mean, Priest right now has that card that can either discover a spell from your deck or quick draw, you steal a card from your opponent. It's so toxic. I don't like that card. It's Priest though. Why would I like it? I don't know, maybe Naga DH, but they don't, I mean, it's more draw for that deck, I guess, but Sharpshooter just got bumped to 4 and doesn't really, it's too expensive for that deck anyways. I don't really know what plays this. But it is neutral card draw. It has 4 health. It's got a tribe. It's relatively like, you know, it's somewhat sticky at 4 health. Not that you're really doing anything with a 2 attack. I'll give it 2 out of 5 in standard or wild. Actually, 2 out of 5 in standard, a 1 in wild. I feel like you're never playing it wild. It's too slow there. But maybe some fringe tribal deck wants to play this to draw some more cards. But overall, yeah, nothing amazing. And in Arena, you probably pick it. It's just okay. Next, we have another miniaturized card, the Nostalgic Initiate, a 3 mana 2/3 neutral minion. The first time you cast a spell, gain +2/+2. So you play this for 3 mana. I play a coin, a backstab. I get a 3 mana 4/5, a 3 mana Yeti. Insane. And then you get the Miniaturize, which is the same card text. It gets added to your hand. A 1 mana 1/1. The first time you cast a spell, gain +2/+2. So that is a 3/3, right? That you get that. So all in all, you can get a 4 mana, what is that? Math is going to be hard for me. It starts as a 3/4, you get 4/4 on top of it. What, 7/8 in total if you activated all those things? Again, it's kind of situational, kind of clunky. It's just stats, doesn't do a lot. I could see Rogue maybe playing it because they have the best ways of just playing a spell the turn you play it. There's so many 0 mana spells, but like, I just feel like, do they care? Probably not. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 in standard and a 1 out of 5 in wild, where stats, yeah, really don't matter unless you're playing like super aggro, and that needs to go face, and that doesn't go face. Next, we have the Clearance Promoter, 3 mana 3/2 neutral Death Rattle minion, which it has the Death Rattle of reduce the cost of 2 spells in your hand by 1. Thankfully, it's not every spell by 1, because every time they make those cards, they're really gross. And there's certain classes that can, you know, activate Death Rattles multiple times. Utilize that, get a bit of mana cheat on an understated 3-drop. I don't like to sleep on mana cheat. It normally pops up as a playable thing, but the fact it's only 2 mana combined on 2 spells probably means this doesn't see a ton of play, but maybe there are some like spell heavy decks, or just like a couple of decks that run rather large spells that want to cheat them out a little bit quicker. I don't know, Hunter getting Stranglethorn Tiger or whatever it's called, the legendary spell out. Like, well, come on, let's be real. That's not going to be a thing. But yeah, probably not enough mana cheat to be worth playing. But again, one you probably don't want to completely sleep on. But again, I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in standard and wild. Of course, wild does like some mana cheat here and there. I just feel like it's probably not enough to really be a meta breaker. We have a new 1-drop pirate, the Treasure Distributor, a 1 mana 1/2 pirate. after you summon a pirate, give it +1 attack. So if we're playing wild and you summon your patches, you get a 2/1 patches who still is not in charge. But yeah, it's one of those token type of cards for those pirate decks that will like that. They prefer health. You have that Churgeon, but that's only in priest. Health is usually preferred, but you know, buffing some attack, getting some more aggression out there on those pirate decks can absolutely see play. There isn't a lot of pirate stuff going on in standard, at least not yet. We haven't seen all the cards yet, so maybe rogues get some more pirate stuff, or warrior on top of the mech things they got going on. But in wild, where you have like parachute brigand and patches and you have pirate rogue, maybe they use this, but we'll have to see. Also, there's like the 1/3 that spawns a 1/1 pirate that can also get buffed up. There's possibilities for it for sure in both formats, and it's a cheap pirate again that can snowball a little bit. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in standard and wild. I feel like this card at some point will see play in some pirate decks and is certainly not too bad. Next, we have the Sing Along Buddy, a new 2-mana 1/4 mech, neutral of course. Your hero power triggers twice. So my assumption is, as long as this is on the board, if I life tap, I'll draw 2 cards instead of 1 and take 4 damage. If I'm Hunter and I hit that steady shot, I will deal 4 damage. Or if I'm playing warrior, I'll gain 4 armor. If now Justicar's in the core set, you can double dip on that upgraded Justicar hero power or your new Death Knight hero power and discover double undeads. Could be interesting. It definitely needs to be a really good hero power, and your strategy makes sense with that. Maybe in wild, this could be kind of broken with Quest Hunter when you get to that 0-mana hero power, or Raza Anduin, where you just play a Sing-Along Buddy and all of a sudden you're dealing like 4 damage for 0 mana or constantly refreshing. That's pretty scary. That could be a realistic type of finisher for those type of decks. Quest Hunter hasn't really been much of a thing, but Raza Anduin Priest is, and maybe, yeah, it's just a crazy finisher for those decks. I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5 in standard, but I will give it a 3 out of wild. Like, it just, those things with like Raza Anduin and Quest Hunter do scare me for how that could push a ridiculous amount of damage to be that finisher that those decks like Spawn of Shadows can kill you too. This doesn't do that, so look out, that might actually be a thing. Next, we have another throwback card here to the Giggling Inventor. We have the Giggling Toymaker. Ugh, it's a 4-mana 2/1. Terrible. Death Rattle, you summon 2 1/2 mechs with Taunt Divine Shield. So Annoyantrons, right? They need like a signature version of this so I could get the depressed Annoyantron art or whatever. But yeah, this seems really bad. It's a 4-mana 2/1. It does nothing when you play it. The Death Rattle's okay, and if it gets silenced or anything, it's just so bad. And it's funny to think that Giggling Inventor used to be 5 mana. For 1 more mana, you just got the mechs. It was a really nuts card. It got nerfed to 7, then partially reverted to 6. And yeah, this card I think is atrocious. I think it's really bad. Even if you have Death Rattle triggers and all that stuff, I can't imagine. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5 in both standard and wild. We have the Forgotten Animatronic, a 5-mana 4/6 mech. Is this like a Friday Night at Freddy's reference? I don't know. At the end of your turn, destroy a minion with less attack than this. This is going to be terrifying in the arena. These type of cards are so good in the arena. So yeah, any minion that's out there, you can destroy it, right? It does not specify enemy minion or friendly minion. So I am assuming it can kill your own stuff too. So it's a real weird one, but it is a mech. So you can like magnetize on top of this and make it really big, and then your opponent can never kill us, or they'll just like, and then they'll just keep killing the minions they play or something. I don't know. I don't think it's a playable card. It's kind of weird. Again, it can destroy your own stuff, but I do feel like in arena it could be pretty terrifying where somebody gets this going and just keeps killing your stuff. You might be a little bit triggered, but the fact it's any minion probably balances that out pretty well. Again, I don't know what deck plays this. I don't know what this is really doing, but it's a pretty cool card with a unique mechanic. I will give it a 2 out of 5 in standard and wild. Maybe the magnetic strategies will prevail for this one with like your new Ziliax or something. Who knows? There is, you know, some kind of potential for it. And then we have another origami card. This time the Origami Frog, a 5-mana 1/4 beast. It has rush. So the other one swaps stats, the dragon. The beast swapped health. This one swaps attack with another minion. Pretty good on a rush minion, right? So this will always have 4 health. It'll swap. It'll take like maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 attack and just do insane damage. For 5 mana on a rush minion, it's probably just a pack filler too. Like, it's a good arena card, as like I keep saying, especially be able to like neutralize another minion. You take its attack, you're probably just gonna kill it and do some like a value trade. Since it's only got 1 attack, it's a nice like value trade style card. But again, any card that's really reliant on your opponent for the most part, of course you can swap into your own stuff, but it's usually not worth it. It's just not really, you know, really going to be a relevant meta card. I don't think so. Again, I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in standard, a 1 out of 5 in wild, but again, probably a pretty good arena pick. And then lastly, we have the Rumble Enthusiast, a 3 mana 2/5 minion. It's probably the only Warcraft Rumble Enthusiast out there. At least I never hear about that game. After you play the left or rightmost card in your hand, so like the Outcast mechanic for Demon Hunter, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. So it's kind of like ALTRIUS was back in the day, right? Except instead of all enemies, it's 1 random enemy. So it's not a lot of damage, right? You got to play a lot of cards. This has to pile up and add up, and probably not worth hard running in your deck. Again, in arena, getting that little bit of extra chip damage could be nice, but you can do some wombo combos, play a bunch of like 0/1 mana cards, try and rip through deck, maybe in a Naga, combine it with sharpshooters somehow. I just think that only 1 damage to a random enemy is probably a bit too much, but it is a 2/5. This can stick on the board. It's a lot of health for a 3-drop. Remember, Sharpshooter was a 5 health minion, and they bumped it down to 3, and that fixed it. Oh wait, they just nerfed it to 4. Maybe that was wasn't the problem. But regardless, probably not a super meta relevant card. I guess Demon Hunter is the most likely to look at to take advantage of it, since a lot of their cards are designed around Outcast and all of that. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5 in standard and wild, and that's it for the neutrals. Nothing too crazy here, but you know, the neutrals typically aren't the meta defining cards. Usually don't want them to be, like the Astalors, the Theotars, the Denathriuses, but that's it for them. Starting tomorrow, I think it's the Warrior reveals, and then we'll be going like class by class, I think day by day for quite some time. So stay tuned for those reveals. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.